Property investment has long been considered one of the most reliable ways to build wealth, particularly in the UK. Over the years, many investors have achieved substantial returns by acquiring multiple properties. However, the idea of generating six-figure returns from just a single property may seem ambitious to some. But in reality, with the right strategies, approach, and a bit of creative thinking, this is entirely possible. The secret to unlocking these high returns lies in optimizing income streams, adding value to the property, and utilizing higher yielding investment strategies. In this video, we'll explore how to turn a single property into a six-figure income. This involves a combination of high yielding strategies, creative financing options, and value-added opportunities. We'll also highlight some of the higher risk strategies that can yield impressive returns but require more effort and expertise, such as flipping properties, property development, houses of multiple occupation, HMOs, title splitting, and serviced accommodation. Ultimately, the goal is to leverage as many income streams as possible from just one property. And this is where strategies like multi-unit investing and title splitting can really come into play. One of the most effective ways to generate six-figure returns from a single property is by focusing on high-yielding rental strategies. Traditional buy-to-let investments, while relatively safe, often don't provide the higher returns required to hit such ambitious financial targets. Instead, investors need to look at more innovative methods to maximize the rental income of their properties. A popular strategy for achieving this is investing in houses in multiple occupations, or HMOs, by renting individual rooms to multiple tenants instead of renting out the property as a whole. A HMO can drastically increase the amount of rental income generated. This model works especially well in university towns or areas with high demand for affordable housing. In these areas, the rental income from multiple tenants can easily surpass what you'd earn from a traditional single-let property. However, managing a HMO comes with its own set of challenges. For instance, you'll have to deal with more tenants, manage the property's compliance with local HMO regulations, and ensure the upkeep of the property, which can be time-consuming. Another approach to increasing income is through serviced accommodation. This involves turning the property into a short-term rental, such as those listed on Airbnb or other platforms. In high-demand areas such as city centres, tourist hotspots, or business districts, serviced accommodation can command much higher rental yields than standard long-term leases. While this model offers attractive returns, it requires more management and maintenance. The turnover of tenants is higher, and you'll need to be agile in navigating the changing landscape of short-term rental regulations. Nevertheless, service accommodation is a proven way to generate higher rental yields and can be especially lucrative with properties that offer desirable amenities or are located in popular areas. Flipping properties is another high return strategy. This involves purchasing a property below market value, renovating it, and then selling it at a profit. Flipping can offer a lump sum of cash which can then be reinvested into further opportunities. However, it's important to note that flipping comes with its risks. The property market can be volatile and renovation costs can often run higher than anticipated. Yet, for those with experience or the right team in place, flipping can be a great way to generate a six-figure income from a single property. For investors willing to take on larger, more complex projects, property development can yield even higher returns. This strategy typically involves converting an existing property, such as a large house, into multiple units, such as apartments. This approach requires significant time and expertise and capital. However, if executed well, it can result in substantial profits once the project is completed. Property development is a more long-term strategy that can take several months or even years to complete. Once the development is finished, you may choose to sell the newly created units for a profit or refinance the property to generate multiple streams of income. Either way, the value you add through development can be significant, and the returns, while taking time to realize, can be well worth the investment. One of the most powerful strategies for generating six figures from a single property is through multi-unit investing, particularly by utilizing title splitting. This strategy involves dividing a larger property into smaller individual titled units, which can often be sold, refinanced, or rented separately for a much higher value than the original property was worth as a whole. Take, for example, a large house or an apartment block. By converting it into multiple smaller flats or units, each with its own title deed, you can unlock far higher income potential than you would have done if you'd kept it as a single property. Title splitting isn't limited to houses, it can also work well with apartment buildings, particularly in areas where there's high demand for smaller affordable units, such as city centres or university towns. The beauty of title splitting is that it allows you to turn one property into several income generating assets, all stemming from the same initial investment. The process of carrying out a title split typically involves several steps. First, you may need to obtain planning permission, particularly if the property was originally designed as a single residential unit. This can be a lengthy process depending on the local regulations and the property's location. Next, you'll need legal professionals to help execute the title split correctly, ensuring that each unit has its own legal title and can be sold or rented separately. While title splitting requires upfront capital for legal fees, renovations and planning applications, the long-term returns can be substantial. Once split, you can either sell the individual units at a profit, refinance against the higher combined value of each individual unit, or rent them out for multiple streams of income. Are you ready to learn more about title splitting and how it can transform your property investments? Well, I'm offering a free property investment training that dives deep into the title splitting process, showing you exactly how to unlock six-figure returns from a single property. Whether you're just starting out or you're already an investor, this training will provide you with the tools and insights needed to maximize your property's potential. Additionally, I will show you how to borrow up to 100% of the purchase price when buying multi-unit property and utilizing the bespoke title split lending products. You can sign up for this free training using the link below. Ultimately, the key to generating six-figure returns from a single property is to leverage as many income streams as possible. Multi-unit investing is one powerful way to achieve this, but it's not the only option. Combining multiple strategies can optimize both rental income and capital growth. For instance, you could purchase a property, split it into multiple units, rent out some units as long-term lets, use others for short-term service accommodation, and still flip an additional unit for a quick profit. This diversified approach ensures you're maximizing the potential of every part of the property, ultimately generating higher returns than you would from a traditional single buy-to-let. While the idea of generating six figures from a single property might initially seem overwhelming, it's clear that with the right strategies, it's entirely achievable. The key is to leverage multiple income streams and to take advantage of high-yielding strategies that optimize both rental income and capital appreciation. Strategies like HMOs, service accommodation, flipping, and development can provide high returns, but it's multi-unit investing and title splitting that truly unlock the full potential of a property. By dividing a large house or apartment block into individual units, you create several income-producing assets from a single investment. The process of executing these strategies may involve more upfront effort, risk, and planning, but the rewards can be substantial. Whether you're adding value through renovations, maximizing rental yields, or creating multiple streams of income through title splitting, there are numerous ways to turn a single property into a major asset. The bottom line is that with creativity, careful planning, and a willingness to take calculated risks, a well-chosen property can be the foundation of long-term financial success. And as I mentioned earlier, I've created a free property investment training course that dives deep into the title split strategy. In this course, I'll show you exactly how to generate multiple streams of income from a single property, as well as how to leverage bespoke title split lending products that enable you to borrow up to 100% of the purchase price. You can find the link to the training in the description below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you for being a subscriber, and I'll see you again on the next one.